to hear me before I proceed. All right. I'm Ronald Nayeja, a PhD in business administration, and I'm a lecturer at DMI University on the campus, and management and the commerce. I'm also a class advisor for management and commerce classes, especially for weekend. Today I want to share with you some lecturing class for this topic, defining change management strategies for the government sectors in Malawi. Of course, there will be intertwining between Africa and also Malawi, but more I will dwell much on area of education, academic. It's just one of the vision as Malawi. We had the vision 2020, vision 2020, which have just ended some years back, and now we have got a vision which is called Vision Malawi Vision 2063, whereby we have got a vision to whom or how Malawi should be look like by 2063. So I will dwell much on in education, how Malawi should look like in 2063, and also what are some of the things that are supposed to be changed. So we'll be dealing much about change management. As we know, management is about planning, leading, directing, and controlling. And you control, you lead people, students at the university, and also people or employees at the institution or an organization, if you're a leader or you're a manager. Now, there are some, I will start about when we're dealing or when we're talking about change management, we have put some theories of change that some authors wrote or write long time ago. And these are some of the fathers and scholars who wrote about change management. So one of the guy who did about theories of change is about Lewin. So these are just models which you are supposed to follow when you want to bring change in an organization or at an institution or the university. One of the things that you normally face as a leader when you are introducing change, it's resistance to change from the people that they have been doing that for so long. There is a culture whereby they have been adopted and they've been using. So you will face some resistance to change. So this series we're talking about what are some of the things that we're supposed to do in order to overcome or to eliminate or to eradicate issues about resistance that you face when you are bringing change management. So issues about model of change, importance of people or individual to change when you want to align themselves to issues about in 2063 in academic, and also the importance of change in an organizations. So those models were done in 1890 and 1947 by Lewin. So you follow into this process or phases, like you unphrase. What is to unphrase? You need to prepare the desired change which you want to do, how you communicate to the people. You make sure that things that are unlearned, that are important, people should be, there has to be what is called sensitization. You sensitize people, and also your open mind, you open yourself to critics and also some views and ideas to the people. The other one, you move. So how do you move? You make sure that when you have done the sensitization, you have communicated to the people, you agree with the people that there have to be a move, there have to be a change on how things are supposed to be done. For example, if people were coming to work late and they were knocking off a little bit area, you make sure that if you have communicated with them, you have to be some move, some change. And the other one is about you rephrase. So these are some of the theories of change management that were done by Lewin. So there are some implementation 5 stages that are supposed to be done when you are dealing with the change management. So these are some of the things that we are supposed to know and to do when you are dealing with change management strategies. How can we implement, how can we execute change management change? The first one is about you need to understand the need for change. So a leader or a manager who is bringing change, or a president or a minister at a specific country, or we're talking about Malawi specifically in education, they need to understand about what exact change do they want to bring. For example, nowadays we have got here in Malawi, we've got a nursery school, primary school, high school, and the college and the university. So in 2063, what kind of vision, what kind of picture do you want education sector to be like? So we're talking about maybe they have to be having good infrastructures. They have to be, the students have to be exposed to technologies. We're in 21st century. Not only the student, but also the lectures, they need to be more advanced in the sense of technologies. The other one, you create a sense of agency. So a sense of agency is about both the readers, the students, the lectures. Make sure they need to make sure that they are flowing together. And the other part, it's about you engage the stakeholders, engagement, and also communication. Now, what are the stakeholders? Stakeholders in education may be the Minister of Education himself. If you're talking about education in Malawi, it may be in the sense of if it's about at the university, we are talking about management. Here we are run and we are being our leaders are the sisters. So the sisters, the senior lecturers, the management is the supporting staff, the students, they have to be communicated. So we call that one a stakeholder engagement, and you communicate to them about the plan, the change that you want to bring. I can give you a good example as DMI University here in Lilongwe. I think we used to be in one of the city campus university, but now we have moved aligned to 2063 education vision. We have built a magnificent infrastructures. We have moved, and that one was a stakeholder engagement whereby we invited the class advisors, the class representative to talk about this communication, to talk about this new development. So you engage each and every stakeholders. You make sure that you are the champion of the influencers. So we as the leaders, people that we are lecturers, people that we stand in front of the people as managers, as directors, as the lecturers, you make sure that you're the champion. And you don't just only talk, but you walk with the talk. The other one is about issues about training and development. 2063 alignment with Africa. If we talk about Malawi, I think we are a developing country whereby we are not much far in the sense of education. There is a lot that is supposed to be done. That's why you find that my next point is about technological change, issues about globalization. And I have put pastel, and on pastel, that is technology. We are far away from technology, unlike with you, our colleagues, where you are. But here, I think things they find we are not much far, we are not much advanced. So, in order for us to align ourselves in the sense of that 2063 vision, there has to be a change whereby technologies, issues about gadgets like computers, Wi-Fi, issues about any technology issues about maybe Facebook or emails, how to operate on the computer and other things that has to be taught at primary level. That one is a change management. There are some things that are in the syllabus that are not more important to our students. So we need to align ourselves in the sense of what are we teaching the student while they're still young in our academics, so that when they have gone into tertiary university levels, they should not find it difficult. You find out most of students, they know how to operate or how to use a computer when they are already at the university level here in Malawi, which is not much far good. So there's much work to be done. The other one is about employees has to be empowered. How can we empower the employees? You communicate to them, you make some sensitization, some civic education. You make sure that I think you are working as a team so that they should know the change which is coming to avoid what I already said in the sense of resistance to change. Issues about leadership. We had a good vision 2020 where we want Malawi to be like. So in that, we are talking about, we want Malawi to be like this in the sense of agriculture, health, infrastructure, loads, innovation, technology, education. We want to have good loads. Everybody should be having quality water. Everybody should have electricity and water. These are the things that if you go in remote areas, you'll find out that the other houses that they don't have electricity, they don't have access to good loads and also access to good water. So these are the things that our leader, a president, was trying to communicate, that they want this to be like that in 2020. But some of the things since they are not executed, they're not implemented. Now we are into Vision 2063. Then there are also certain things that are supposed to be done in the sense of what kind of agriculture do you want to be doing or to be cultivating? Are you using the modern one or the old one? In the sense of education, where exactly do you want the public and private universities to be like? In the sense of infrastructure, the building that we want, the roads and innovations. So this a key driving leader for effective change management. It is started with a leader. I know there are also some issues in the sense of we need to make sure that it's not about only a leader, but also the subordinate, the employees, the supporting staff, the student. They need to make sure that there is a collaboration. They are also participating into that change. But let me talk about some of the how can we know that this one, I think, is a driving leader. He's bringing some change. He is so effective in the sense of change management. So there are some 4 ways how a leader can be effectively to bring change. The first one, you put people, employees first. The people that you want them to assist you, you make sure that you are involving them, you are engaging them, you are collaborating with them, you are working with them as a team. The other one is about you make sure that you work with a change management model. That's why I started by showing you some of the theories that Lewin did. So on freezing and freezing, it's issues about communicating, engagement, sensitization. You work as a team and you make sure that the vision is clear to everybody. They know where you are as a country, where you are as a company, where you are as an institution, and you are able to know where you're going. A practical example is about DMI. 10 years back when DMI was starting, they studied somewhere. Now they moved after 5 years, going somewhere. Now they are now with their own good infrastructure they have built. In that, they have inlined themselves in 2063 vision under education. So these are some of the things that are supposed to be done. Apart from building the infrastructure, they have got good, well-qualified lecturers. They have got the facilities. They have got supporting staff. They have got the good sisters that they support everything. So these are some of the things that are supposed to be done in terms of an effective leader. The other one, you communicate. The last one, which I want each one of us to understand, is about when you're talking about leadership. Some of you that you are more conversant about management or commerce, we have got different types of leadership style. And some of the types of leadership style is about democratic type of leadership, autocratic type of leadership, a laissez-faire type of leadership, and a situation type of leadership. I will talk a little bit about each one of them so that we should understand when you are a leader, on what type of leadership style are you supposed to engage yourself to bring some change at your organization or in your country. Democratic type of leadership is a type of leadership whereby you are so free. You believe in democracy so that everybody should participate. It's a free, open type of leadership whereby everybody should participate. They've got their own light to criticize, to add, to remove, and to support. And you as a leader, you take everything that your subordinate juniors they are contributing. It's a type of leadership. Autocratic type of leadership is a type of leadership whereby you don't allow anybody else to bring their views, ideas, whatever that you have said and the talk is final, and they need to do that. So you find out this one is type of you impose people to do what you want them to do as a leader. A laissez-faire, you just bring something on the table that, guys, I wanted we should do this. What do you think? Then you allow them to participate in terms of their views. You leave them, whatever that they're going to discuss, they're going to give you feedback. And you take whatever majority they have said. A situation type of leadership, you make someone to be a leader because of a situation, a crisis. For example, not someone was supposed to be a leader, but a situation has happened. Like, for example, here in Malawi, we had a situation whereby a former president died. And when the former president died, according to a constitution of Malawi, that time when Bingu Wamtalika died, according to the constitution of Malawi, the vice president was supposed to ascend in that office. So you find out the vice president by then, I think it was Dr. Joyce Banda, he ascended to be a president. What is it that has caused her to be a president? Because there was a situation of death. A president has died, and automatically, according to the constitution of Malawi, he was supposed to ascend to be like a president. So that one is a situation type of leadership. Now, all these types of leadership, you as someone who want to bring a change, you sit down and you have analyzed the culture of your organization, of your company, of your university, and you apply that. If I want to bring a change, what type of leadership is going to be applicable or being relevant to the people that you know and you have studied them? So, okay, let me use autocratic. I should be like, I'm just imposing, because if I want to use democratic to be a good person, I think change will no longer happen. So these are what are called effective type of leadership. Then, bearing in mind in terms of change management, apart from leaders, it also goes to what are called individual. Trust me, we may have good leaders, we might have good presidents, good managers, good CEO, good directors, but it's not about only the leaders. It's about the people, the employees also, because these are the people that if the country is not developing, if the companies are not developing, we should not only also be blaming our leaders, like the vice chancellor, the vice principal, the management. It's about also the juniors, because these are the people that are supposed also to add that we want to bring some change in the sense of time, that everybody should be coming at work around 8 o'clock, and they are used to come to work at 9 o'clock. So it's not about the leaders. The leaders will make sure that they've adjusted and they are following time. But because culture, these are the people that they are used, they used, okay, they are used to come at work very late. They are lazy in terms of not working hard. They are unproductive. They knock off a little bit area, and therefore for excuses. Tomorrow they are sick, the other day they have gone to the funeral, the other day they're absent, they are stealing companies' properties, they are doing sabotage to their bosses, they are talking wrong things about the company where they're working, the country where they are. So it's not about only leaders, it's about the individuals, that they should also make sure that they have aligned themselves with that change should successfully being achieved. So we may be changing the president, we may be changing the leaders, we may be changing the directors, but people, mindset change. People also need to change how they have been doing things. They should adjust. It's not about this is the way how we have been doing things here for 20 years or 50 years. But globalization, we are living in one village. Each and every day, things are changing. They need to adopt that. There is old times, there was no any internet, there was no any laptops, there was no any Wi-Fi, there was no anything that we are using under technology. We used here in Malawi, we used to be posting letters when we are applying job, under writing with a hard copies and buying stamp. But now things have changed. You can find job by searching on website. You can apply a job by sending through emails. But if they are resistant to change, these are the ones that they are delaying the country to move further so that we can be similar, like the way how you are friends, you are like. So individual changing matters also as a contribution to a change. Organization change. Organizations, they are trying to change in the sense of infrastructures, employing people that are effective and efficient, competent people in terms of they know what they're supposed to do at the right time. I know in passing by, it is a responsibility and the duty of human resource department to align the people that are they are applying for vacancies of job in an institution. For example, my CV in terms of academic study, I'm a person whereby I did much of my study in business studies. So all my first degree, the master's, the PhD, has focused much on business administration. I'll be comfortable and I'll be good to work, to lecture the students that are following the same category of management and commerce. This is about alignment. If you put a person suitable with his skill and qualification at a right place, this will assist in the sense of an organization to achieve its productivity and also its vision. So there has to be that change management whereby, yes, we know that we are lecturers, we can be genofeeder, we may have math task skills, but in terms of change management, everybody should know his line to contribute in line in the sense of a leader and also a manager. Now, I just fuse in some of the things in the sense of what is it that Malawi Vision 2063 they are looking at in the sense of investor is a private sector. So I'll read what I quote from Vision 2063 Malawi. They say Malawi Vision 2063 is to enable 5 of human capacity development that will achieve its citizen in the sense of highly knowledgeable in the relevant of quality education, incorporate strong element of academic excellence, technical vocational skills fit, and also labor market. So labor market, it's there, but it's not about only having a labor market, but people that are there, they have to be competent in the sense of high qualified lecturers that will infuse to the student in terms of providing academic excellence. So we are just only moving in the sense of working hard or just working, but working smart. We are just moving from only academic, but we have added about, it's not about only academic, but academic excellence. How can we make a student to be excel in his academic? By infusion or by contributing to the Vision 2063. So I'll just highlight some of the things that DMI has done to make sure that we are contributing to Malawi Vision 2063 and also contributing part in what Africa is doing in 2063, and also a private sector under education. So under education, what DMI is doing, issues like you'll find out what some of the things that I've done, like what DMI University is doing to support Malawi Vision 2063. So we have built good infrastructures, well qualified lectures, good supporting staff. If you come inside our classes, you'll find out there's so many gadgets that are into technology, good sisters that are supporting the management, good supporting. We have got a wonderful organogram structures from the vice academic, and also we have got um, you know, well qualified doctors and other well supported staff that are there to make sure that what we are doing here is not just only ending here at DMI, but we are supporting to 2063 vision of Malawi. And apart from that, we are also supporting to Africa 2063. Now, some of the things that I talked as I'm about to wind up on the change, like what Adaka said. So change to an individual, you need to make sure that you have communicated with them awareness on the things that are supposed to change. You come to work late, you make sure that you should change. You are not change. You are not working hard, you make sure that you are not you should change. Your dressing code is not okay, you make sure that you should change. You are abusing resources of the company, you make sure that you should change. So you make an awareness to the individuals. You make sure that they should participate and you support as a leader when you feel like I think uh they are not making it. You know, sometimes some people that are our juniors, they feel not that they cannot make it, but because they are lacking what is clear guidance, clear supporting. So when they have made a mistake, instead of criticizing them in sense of bringing what is called the blame culture or criticism culture, you support them, you enlighten them, you tell them what are the things that are supposed to do and the things that are not supposed to do. You bring some knowledge, and also you make sure that they should be going to some trainings to add some skills that will help your institution on bringing the change that you want. Under technology, changes are coming. Like, for example, you'll find out um, companies are buying issues about biometrics. We used to be signing the hard book, or we sign the hard books. Companies are buying biometrics, where the biometrics under ERP, it has been imaged, married itself to accounts department and human resource department. So nobody should be coming on how head counting, on counting how many people have come at work. But the system will show that when this one has clicked in, it will reflect the report to accounts department, to human resource department, that this person, this day, he or she is absent. He clocked in as he or she was going, not in time. So these are some of the things that are supposed to be reinforced and also to be done as one way of change management. When you are saying change, we are talking about aligning ourselves as Malawi to the things that are happening globally, and much more in the sense of technology. So things are changing much in technology. Companies are using ERPs, are using what I've already said in terms of biometrics, in the sense of you can monitor your employees using or even fuel, how the drivers are using the fuel, how your employees are using your cars by putting the CCTVs, putting some of the car tracks. So it's like these things, when they're coming at a company, they will bring some talk. People will talk, juniors will talk. There will be resistance as drivers. Why are you putting fuel, car tracking? Why are you putting biometrics? Because they're not used. So because of that, you want to bring some change. You are a leader, you want to bring some change. You will face some resistance to the juniors. How are we going to deal with that resistance? You will invite them, you communicate them. If there are some issues, you address to them, you send them to training so that they should acquire supportive technical support which they want. Importance of doing all these change to the individuals. It's there is a gap, a gap in the sense of how Western countries are doing in the sense of their universities, Asian universities. The only continent which is um, we are, it's like we are stuck or we are moving at a slow pace. It's Africa, and especially in Malawi. So there's a gap. So we're trying to bring that gap on how you, our friends, you have advanced, and how we can cope with your the advancing pace that you are doing. So when you are bringing the things that are done outside Malawi, in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, in India, here in Africa, especially in Malawi, because they are not exposed in the sense of technology, it will bring some talk, it will bring um, some 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 resistance. So there are some phases that you are supposed to to communicate or to do to the subordinate or to the juniors when you are bringing some change. So phase one is about you yourself need to prepare for a change. So you define a change, you preach what you talk, you walk the talk, you become an example. You can't say that you're thinking we should be coming earlier when you yourself as a leader you come late. You cannot talk about the technology that are coming, yet you yourself you are not you don't know anything else about. So you are handed or uh 10 foot far aside from them, in the sense of the change, and you're managing the strategies for the change. You know the vision, you know the goal, you know the mission, you know where you are, where the company is going 50 years, 10 years, 15 years. These are called the strategies. You prepare change. So you prepare change as a leader, you communicate to your fellow leaders, you see the model, the channel, the tool which you're going to use in order to communicate that change to the subordinate or the juniors. The other, you develop sponsorship. There are some changes that they need some sponsors from some shareholders, the owner of the institution, the owner of the company, the stakeholders, the investors. You need to be supported in terms of finances. Maybe you need some trainings that can happen on the job training or outside the job, of the job trainings. They need to go somewhere. You also someone who is more familiar in the sense of technology to teach, or some they may be inside the institution. They can give an awareness sensitization about some softwares that are coming, some softwares, some development that IT that they've done, but maybe people from social work, people from commerce and management, we are not more conversant. So we need them that are good in that area to bring some, to inject some knowledge to us. So that's phase number one. Phase number two, managing change. So, like I said, if you don't manage change, change will manage you. I will say once again, if you want to bring something new at an organization or in a country, reforms or any change, if you can't manage that change, you just know you bring some conflict, some noise, some havoc, some disaster in that organization. And if you're not careful, you'll find that some of the companies, they do some strikes. They will say that we don't want that boss, we don't want that CEO, we don't want that manager, we don't want that director. Why? Because you failed to manage change. You didn't allow these models, these phases that are supposed to be done. Like, for example, a secretary who doesn't know a computer, who doesn't know how to type, he has been writing on a hard box, and you are saying that we want to bring laptops so that the person that we want to be typing, who knows how to type, the one who knows how to some some typewriting, you will face a resistance to that secretary, and you will be the one conniving with other people that this manager, this boss is a bad person because you didn't follow the good channel of communicating. So they may not know, but a second chance has to be given to them by sending them to trainings to know how to type a computer, how to send a report. So you need to manage change, and you make sure that action are done. If someone who is supposed to be reporting at work at 8 o'clock and is not coming at 8 o'clock, what action is supposed to be done? You call them, you talk to them, you give them some punishment so that they should align themselves into a change which is supposed to be done. Number three, sometimes I did deliberate by showing you what is called the leadership, effective leadership, and types of leadership. If you are too soft and you are too good, You use democratic type of leadership whereby you consult them, they are free to make their own opinion, their views. And you see that I think with a change, nothing I'm going to benefit. You reinforce, you change your leadership style by using autocratic. Autocratic is like some of you that are in management, you have got theories of motivation in management, like Abraham Maslow, ERG, and you have got fathers and founders of human leisure and scientific, Frederick Taylor and Elton Mayo. So you find that human leisure, it talks about you treat your employees in a good way. That is a human being, you treat them in a harmonious way, you give them respect, everything, good welfare, good environment. But sometimes you change. That's why theory X and Y talks about carrot and stick. It's that you use good environment, good treatment, which is carrot. But if you see that results are not there, you reinforce by bringing a stick, hardships. You use scientific theory so that results of change should be achieved. So that's why it's called number 3, reinforcing some change. Then just to conclude on what I was saying in the sense of some of the tools that can be done or that can be used to bring change, it's these things that I think I've already said and said. You can't bring change, you can't manage change, you cannot bring change management without communication. Communication, it is a key. What will communication lead? Communication will lead into awareness. People will be aware the change which is coming. Sponsorship, you make sure that you put a desire that some of the changes will bring some financial sponsorship, human supportive as a leader. You support them. IT, they need to come in to support us. We are not IT tech experts, but they know. I may not be good in terms of statistics, IT, but we want to bring some change in the sense of that area. They need to assist us. They need to sensitize to us. They need to talk to us. They need to give us some technical advice. The other one is about coaching. Coaching, these are trainings. We have got on-the-job trainings. We have got off-the-job trainings. When we're talking about coaching, we are trying to inject some new knowledge. So coaching or training, it will bring what is called, you want to change somebody's perception in the sense of attitude, awareness,
Ya, selamat siang untuk para peserta. Ini mungkin ada sedikit kendala dari narasumber hari ini. Mohon ditunggu terlebih dahulu untuk beliau lagi berusaha reconnect lagi untuk acara visiting lecture hari ini. Terima kasih.
Baik Kak, makasih infonya.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
I'm very sorry. You know, we are talking about change management, and here we are far away in terms of network here in Malawi. So the network went, it was tripled. But if you check what I was saying, I think the last part, if you're able to see my screen, I was talking about the last point. You train the people to know exactly change that you want to bring, and that's the end of my presentation. I'm sorry for that technical hiccup.
Yes, it's okay.
So I don't know if there's any observation or any question from anyone else.
Yeah, maybe you can continue your presentation, sure.
I have winded up.
Oh,
The presentation has also ended. That's the last
oh,
part. Thank you. Yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
I was here on the what are the things that are supposed to be done in the sense of when you're bringing change management? You communicate. There has to be supportive from human support, financial support. You train the people. So that's the last part. Then you find out the last one is that one. End of the slide.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for our participant, if you have any question for the speaker, please add them to the chat or you can raise your hand. Yeah, we will wait 1 minute again, sir. Still waiting student write the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we have question from Mr. Abdul Shah already right in the room chat. This is
Um,
visible.
it's not visible, but if you have seen the question, can you just
I will.
read for me?
Yeah, I will. Oh, wait, just a moment, please. Yeah, the question from Mr. Abdul. Yeah, good morning, sir. I'm interested in the topic of refining change management strategy in the African public service. What is the urgency in developing better change management strategy in public service in Africa? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. In Africa, change management, in the sense of public service, but more, I think I will talk about in Africa. Africa, it's a continent, but inside Africa, we have got a country like Malawi. So I'm coming from Malawi. Malawi, it's in southern part of Africa. Southern part of Africa is close with we have got these countries that are close to southern part of Africa. We've got South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Zambia, Tanzania, and Malawi. So if you Google, you'll find out Malawi is too small, very small. It's close with the South Africa. If you Google on Africa map, it's when you are going to find the Malawi. So we are saying about change management here in Malawi in the sense of we are not more advanced like the way how you are. So there are a lot that are supposed to be changed in the sense of education, our education set up, infrastructure set up, loading, buildings. But myself, I was more on the education from kindergarten, that's nursery school, primary school, high school, which is high school or secondary school, then university level or college level or university level. So I was trying to say that change management should start with our kids here. They should know how to use computer while they're still young at primary school. But most of them, they know how to use a laptop when they are at secondary school, high school, or maybe at the university level. Because of lack of exposure and the poverty rate, it's a little bit high. These are developing countries, they're not developed countries. I hope I've responded to the question.
Okay, thank you. And then the second question from Ms. Gina, are there specific challenges in implementing change management strategy in particular sector of African public service? And how are strategy being developed to address this challenge? Thank you.
Yeah, the strategies has been implemented or developed by engaging the stakeholder committees. So we've got stakeholders that are being engaged. What are the stakeholders? The citizens, the ministers, the chiefs. It has been also discussed in the parliament. So there is a policy, there's a document which has been written about the strategies, the way how they want things to be like in 2063. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for answering. And then the third last question from Mr. Rosie. Good morning, doctor. In the context of your research, how does the involvement of stakeholder at the local level, including civil society and the private sector, influence the effectiveness of change management strategy in Africa public service? Thank you.
Thank you. So in my PowerPoint presentation, I was talking about the stakeholder, and then he wanted to know how the stakeholder kind of meeting, it has been an involvement or an engagement of public sectors. When we're saying public sectors, we're talking about the government. Private sector, we are talking about private limited companies here in Malawi. So here in Malawi, I think we are so lucky because the one who is a vice president, before he ascended to be a vice president, he was working in private sector companies. So he's bringing some reforms with the president, change management in terms of people that are working in private sector, that are government. I think they feel like they can do things anyhow without any order. So there has been an engagement in the sense of, no, you need to keep time, we need to be productive. If you not be productive, we will fire you. If you are incompetent in the sense of your skills and qualifications, they have opened a university addressing and tackling people by sending them back to school in private, public sector, and also private sector. Public sector, government, statutory corporations, they have opened an institution called, of course, it was already there, but they've just changed it, Malawi School of Government, whereby people that are working in the government that are not highly qualified in terms of education skills, they should go back to school, so that by going back to school, change management has happened. There was an involvement of stakeholder between public sector and private sector, and also we are contributing to the 2063 vision of change management in Africa as a whole. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your answering. I think it's very clear answer from Professor. Yeah, before I close this event, for all participants, please open your camera. I will take a picture on the count of three. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your keen cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of visiting lecture today. We would like to thank you for our speaker today for the wonderful information and sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for for all participants. At least we hope to have more collaboration in the future with them ESD John Baptist University Malawi. The visiting lecture for today and here. We'll see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Good day.
have a
Thank
nice
you.
day. Bye bye.
Bye.